Alright, so this is going to be the part 3 of Linq to XML, and in this video we're going to look into how to read the XML file. Alright, so I'm going to start with creating the method as usual. Call this read the XML file. What a shocker. Okay. Alright, and let's comment this add record method call, and let's insert read XML file call in our main. And again, we'll start with loading the file. Let's copy and paste that. Once we load it, let's create a variable of root. Let's call this xroot. And let's assign this to xdoc.root. I think we don't need the parens here. Yep. Alright, let's print that out, see what we get. Okay, save this. So, let's run this and see what we get. Alright, so we got everything inside the root, including the root. Alright, that's good. Now let's try to get the child nodes, these guys here. So let's create another variable. Let's call this child nodes, or child node is fine. Equals, this is going to be equal to xdoc.root.descendants. All right. Let's see what we get here. See, it's given us a collection of XML elements called descendants. Alright, so that means we're getting all these nodes in here, but since we can't just print out a collection like that, we may have to loop through it. And let's loop through and see what happens. So let's go with for each. Let's call this item child. In child nodes, we want to print the item. Okay, let's try that. So we're getting all the child nodes plus the title nodes. So it's first it's printing the child node here, and then the child node of the child node, so on and so forth. So it's separating all child nodes and printing that out. If I wanted just the child nodes, 3 child nodes, so 1, 2, 3. In that case, I would have to specify in this parens here, put double quotes, and type in movie. So this is similar to expat. Let's go back to expat here. So just like node list, where's our node list? Let's go to our node list. Node lists right here. Similar to this one, less the root. We don't have the root. The root is already over here. it's kind of built in. It's not kind of, it's built in. All right, so this should give us 3 child nodes. Let's run this again. We got 1, 2, 3. Okay. If I wanted to do a single node, print one of these guys, just one of them, in that case, I would have filtered it either by the title or by ID. And we are going to go by ID, and let's pick this one. Let's go with ID of 2. Let's try print that out. So actually, before that, let's do this console.write line. Let's grab the child nodes, first or default. So if I do this first or default, it's going to get me the first child node. Let's try this out. Let me should comment this so we don't have too many things on the screen. I should get the first child node. And we got the Star Wars with the ID of 1. So we got the first one. But if I want to get this second one, I'm going to have to use a lambda expression here. I'm going to say x, where x attribute ID dot value equals 2. Okay, that's the criteria. Must be doing something wrong here. Let's try this again. X dot attribute. Okay, so I corrected it. So this should give me the second one because I filtered with the ID. And let's run this. So now we have avatar with ID of 2. That's how we select a single one. Let's say I want to just print all the IDs. Okay. Let's go back here. Let's uncomment this one. We have the loop. I could say item dot attribute ID dot value. That should give me all the IDs of all child nodes. And we got 1, 2, 3. Likewise, let's say I want to get, I have another console.write line just below here. Let's say I want to get all the title nodes, value of title nodes. In that case, let's see. Item dot descendants title. So since a child node can have multiple child node too, you have to assume it's a collection. That's why we're using descendant. So in this case, we're going to, since we have 1, we can just say first or default dot value. And that should print all the titles. Let's save and run. So we got the IDs and we got the titles. Perfect. We could also remove this one here, just to print them side by side, and add a little space here. Straight this way. Alright, so we have all our IDs and all titles, and that's reading XML file using Linq to XML. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you in the next one.